Hello, Magelings. I just realized I wanted to explore an open contemplation on video, and namely about why it is that people can't resist the internet. And so I have some distinct thoughts on this, and I think that they at least are suiting for my feeling, and it can be quite enlightening to hear someone else's reasons. And so here they are. My feeling is very much that I'm searching, and I think that most people, when they go online, have a searching feeling, and filling in what you're searching for is essentially what we continue to do, and whether we end up on the weird side of YouTube or something very banal, or something interesting, you can find something new. But I think that it's deeper than that. I think it's deeper than just finding um, YouTube content. I think that human nature is that we are searching for an oracle. We're searching for the alchemical ingredients to synthesize something more meaningful, something that's going to give us spiritual fulfillment. The I what's the I guess the alchemical uh, manifestation would be some sort of spiritual elixir of life. We're really looking for this, and you can find a little bit of it here and there, and you compile it all together, and sometimes you walk away from the internet feeling quite satiated spiritually, and we're really looking for that. And I'm having a terrible time with describing exactly what I mean here, but there's there's a certain something, essence that you get from the videos that you enjoy. Sometimes it's just information, but a lot of other times it's something else. And uh, sometimes you want to laugh, but you're sure at the beginning of your exploration that you're going to find something. You're searching for it. And I think that the ultimate net goal of scouring the internet is that you're going to find that oracle, or you're going to find uh, the the alchemical components to the spiritual elixir of life. And uh, I'm sure that that's the reason that I've ventured so much onto the internet is and what I mean by oracle is this can be anything, uh, or anyone. It's some meaningful guide post, something that gives your life purpose and meaning again. Uh, and so uh, for me, uh, that has been MGTOW. It's been veganism. It's been other things where I'm able to peer into someone's mind and pull something really valuable from it, and sort of graft that out into my regular existence. And you know, I actually I think this is what we're all kind of doing, is we're scavengers. We're swarming together onto the internet and scavenging up valuable parts. And I've gotten to a point where I'm sure, I'm quite sure, because I've managed to afford myself such a huge amount of free time. I mean, I haven't even been to work for 2 months. When I do work, it's 10 hours a week. Uh, and I'm on YouTube all the time. Like, I'm always looking to see, to scavenge like this. And I'm at a point where sort of, I've acquired so much. I have so much now that it's incredible. You wouldn't believe all that I've gathered. Uh, but I guess what I'm saying is this could go on forever. This could go on so long that uh, it literally never ends. And I'm beginning to sort of uh, and let me finish my thought. I'm beginning to sort of get to a point where I might be approaching that which lends me to not needing this anymore. And while it's simultaneously freeing, it's a little bit scary. It's like, what would I do with my time if I didn't scour YouTube? uh, you know, watch my health a little more, be a little more fit, go work more. Um, I'd have to make some choices to do things in the world, right? And I live here, I live in my mind. I'm I'm a I'm not a very physical person. I mean, I am. I've always made it a point to be physical, to stay in the world. I grew up in a comic shop, and while they just nerded out completely and just fully invested in, I'm gonna collect my Pokemon cards. I'm in it doing that with them, but I've always got one foot outside the comic shop talking to a girl, or I'm I'm doing something with my fitness and other things, like, so at the same in the same way, I've fully immersed myself into the spiritual world. I've also got some physicality to me that I've made a point to sort of be a part of. But you know, I'm always looking for the next level of transcendence now. What what really it can change my life and put me into a new uh, state, a new form of existence. And my mind really goes to uh, you know, sort of building a temple. I'm 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 leaning towards the construction of a temple, and or something like that. So I might I might start taking some steps in that direction. Uh, and with that said, I mean, I I I want a temple that is simultaneously a sanctuary and a refuge for me. But I actually do have this, sort of a mind to invite others in and participate in this spiritual project together. Uh, yeah, I guess that's just some of my thoughts. But um, not to get lost in uh, divergent contemplation, I did want to contemplate the reasons where that we go into the internet. And so I guess what I'm saying is we're ravenously consuming content. Just go into the internet, consume content, consume content, consume content. It's like just becoming more and more and more and more and more and more of what, I mean, at some point you're just I mean, this is why people say, I mean, the weird part of YouTube again is that they've been consuming content without thinking for so long that they find themselves somewhere that they're just they they feel a sense of being lost. Like, that they wanted to look at cats, and they wind up um, listening to an internet wizard. So, uh, you know, I really, I don't know. So my feeling here is that there is some sort of search, and uh, that it is a meaningful goal, and actually now I'm realizing that I probably fill some niche here, because when I'm thinking about this, uh, I realize, I mean, there could really be no greater discovery on YouTube than uh, some sort of spiritual fulfillment. I mean, if you literally are randomly searching and you find directly directly engaging uh, spiritual content, I'm not sure that that there's anything better than that outside of like comedy or something to do with video games. I love video games. So, but yeah, I think that there's probably some kind of niche for spiritual content, and so and that comes from contemplating what we're looking for. I mean, and I don't think I'm the only one who does this. I don't think I'm the only person out there who compulsively goes onto YouTube, just searching for whatever looks especially interesting on my recommended feed. I, I must be not the only one. And I have a feeling that I'm not a minority either on YouTube. I bet there's a ton of people on YouTube who just want to find like something that nourishes them spiritually. And unfortunately, you usually end up in conspiracy theories, or disagreeing with some Christians, uh, or Muslims or something. You wind up on a spiritual video, but it's not the spirituality you're interested in. It's like some bullshit. They're just like, we gotta string up the gays. You gotta rein that kid in, and if he has a limp wrist, you turn it back and crack it, and you punch him in the face. Like, I mean, I'm just riffing about stupid religious crap, but I don't know. Yeah, but I'm realizing when I'm sitting here making videos, I've always been making videos trying to justify what I'm doing without actually knowing what I'm doing. Like I I'm doing something that I do in my head, but I don't have a name for it. Uh and then putting that out into a video, I always just had a terrible time justifying this. I realize the terminology I've been looking for is open contemplation, uh, meaning that it's this can be interactive, and it is contemplation, and this is just like my mind just out there, like I've just sort of let my mind uh, possess my body. Sounds weird as fuck when I put it that way, but uh, yeah, I've kind of given my body over to my mind, and that doesn't sound um, irregular, but for me, I've always been a reserved sort of person. I've always kind of held back a little bit and not let myself just go, and I've done a terrible disservice for myself until recently, because the one thing I've noticed is that I've got powerful insights that constantly flow from me as a natural state, but in my past, the reactions that I've gotten from people have been so polarizing. Like, I I just remember going through school, and every time I spoke up, it was like every single person in the room started to pay attention to me. Just like, that guy's got something to say, and it always gave me anxiety, and it was just like I was just speaking my mind, just doing normal, regular, like, life for me in my head, but everybody else found it like alien or uh, unusual, or especially insightful. People always gave me tons of compliments, or in some cases directly worship me as a deity, and so. But for me, in my head, I was always just this regular, probably weird motherfuckers, left-handed. um, but then people treated me like that. It always gave me fucking anxiety. Uh, and now I don't care. I understand what I am, uh, which is just a really conscious kind of person that has been quite overly researched and overly analytical, and it's turned me into sort of a unique kind of person. Uh, so, yeah, just contemplation. I hope that this reflection, because I mean, this is just reflection. I hope that this can be helpful too. Um, one thing I think about is I was looking at spiral dynamics. I'll let this video go and pretty quickly, but I'll talk about this next time. Yeah, so that's my open contemplation about why the fuck we're on the internet all the time.